We are enjoying a classic treat with a twist, the Suzy way. Suzy Gazzellone of Suzy's Cake Angels is here with coffee cake recipes that truly go beyond. Suzy, I'm so happy you're here.
I'm so excited to be here and to bake coffee cake.
Yes, and you brought so many different options, so
That's right.
Let's get into it.
Yes, so coffee cake, contrary to the name itself, does not have coffee. It's not coffee based.
Okay.
The idea behind it is that you enjoy it with a great cup of coffee or a cup of tea.
And the options that you've brought so far are so beautiful, and I can't wait for you to walk us through how to
I'm
make
so
it.
excited. So first things first, we're going to start with actually, let's start with the pan.
Okay.
Super important. Never underestimate this step. We have to make sure we butter the pan or spray the pan. Line it with parchment paper. The idea behind that is because it's a cake, obviously it'll stick, so we want to make sure it doesn't stick and it's easy to pull out, but also because it has that crumble, we wanted to make it easy so it doesn't get stuck.
Right.
Because there's butter, sugar, and we know that both of that together on a pan.
It's going to bind. And
yes.
That's the worst part when you realize after the fact, you're like, oh, great. I didn't even line my pan. And now you're gonna have to try to pry it out. Okay,
and cut it open and it's just a mess.
Okay, so that's a good first step to keep in mind.
Right, so we're gonna do that. Preheat your oven to 350. Preheating is super important, so it's ready to go once you're done.
Okay.
And let's start with sifting. Do you wanna do that?
Sure, okay.
So we're gonna sift the flour. Important to sift the flour because we want to make sure we add air into that flour, aerate it. As well, we're breaking all these lumps and clumps that are in there. This adds to the texture of the cake itself. Coffee cake tends to be a bit of a dense cake already in general. So doing steps like this adds more air, adds more softness to the crumb itself. I have some baking soda and baking powder.
Okay.
And a little bit of salt for the flour mixture.
Perfect.
Next, we're gonna move on to the butter and sugar. So I started mixing the butter and sugar.
Okay.
So we were actually chatting about this. When you mix the butter and sugar really, really well until it's like it usually takes about 2 to 3 minutes to get to like a pale color. We're adding air.
Okay.
Another way, right? That's super key because that way we're adding more air into the coffee cake. And again, that's what adds to the softness. So I'm gonna keep mixing. If you want to add in the eggs.
Okay, one at a time?
You can just.
Okay, I'll drop them in.
I mean, technically, yes, one at a time.
This is TV baking.
But this is TV baking, so we're gonna fast forward a little bit. So we're gonna add, as I'm mixing that, I'm going to make sure that it's well combined.
Okay.
So this is okay. So at this point, it kind of looks like a little bit curdly, and that's okay. Don't be afraid if it's slightly curdly.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna add the flour.
All of our flour. Okay.
So now we're gonna add the flour and alternate with the sour cream.
Why is that important?
Super important because in any type of bake, you never want to overmix. And in doing in stages like this allows you not to overmix.
What,
right?
Yeah, so what does it look like when you're overmixing? Because I find so many recipes say, don't overmix, and then I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing.
So overmixing is when the batter is completely smooth.
Okay.
Batter is not meant to be completely smooth.
Oh.
So a few lumps and clumps are totally fine. I mean, you don't want to leave it like this. Obviously, this is not well mixed, but a little bit is not so bad. So as we're alternating that, we're gonna keep,
we got about a minute left.
Okay, so you can dump a little more.
Okay, I'm just gonna dump the whole guy
let's
in there.
do that. That's fine. And then the rest of this sour cream.
Perfect. Oh, we can hear that mixer working.
See? It's working, baby.
She's doing her job.
She's doing her job. So this is what it would look like. Just a quick, we can add a little, here we go. I would say at this point, this is what it looks like to be at a good mixture.
Okay, that's not overmixed. Perfect.
So that's not overmixed. And now we're gonna move over to the crumble. So we were just chatting too about how it's so important to have cold butter when doing the crumble.
And why is that?
Because cold butter actually, number one, makes it so much easier to grate. And I like grating it versus cutting it in.
Yeah.
It helps with the process. And also, because we're doing a crumble, we're putting it in the oven, it takes longer for it to melt. So it creates that nice texture at the top. That crumbly texture.
That crumbly, we have about 30 seconds left.
Okay, so we're gonna mix it up with the fork. You can use a fork, or you can use a pastry cutter.
Just to get it all in there.
Just to get it all in. You can also use your hands.
Use your hands,
right?
And what do you have? You have cinnamon in there.
We have cinnamon, sugar, And we have flour, a little bit of flour. Now you can always substitute the sugar for a brown sugar because it adds more of that caramel flavor.
Perfect.
But see how it is right now? Even chunky like this works, because what we would do is we're gonna layer the
all in there,
the batter, and then the cinnamon.
Suzy, we have all of your amazing goods here. We're gonna have this recipe up on our website, and where we can all get our links to your amazing social medias as well. Thank you again,
Thank you
Suzy,
so
for your
much.
time. Stay with us, more Morning Live coming up after the break.